Well, hello everyone, this is TC Rain with your KSAC News Special Report. I'm here today with WOAI Sports Director Don Harris. Thank you for coming on the show today, Mr.
Thanks
Harris.
for having me, TC.
All right, now, you've just heard that you won an Emmy Award in the state of Texas for your sports broadcast. What do you like best about that?
Well, it's really an honor because it helps award everybody that's behind the scenes. And knowing that, we're looked at as good or better than the big markets like Dallas or Houston, it's always fun to be recognized for your accomplishments, but at the same time, it's not why we do it. So, everybody likes to be told they do a good job, like making all district or something, but that's not why you play football. You play football because you love it.
Yes, sir. Now, other than winning the Emmy, what do you like best about your job?
Well, the Emmy, it's not something I like about my job. It's just something that happened to happen. What I like best about my job is that every day it's a new day. That's why we call it. It's news. It's not olds. So you never know what's going to happen when you go to work every day. Some people go to work every day and it's the same old job day in and day out. When I go to work every day, something new is going to happen. Somebody is going to be hurt. Somebody is going to get drafted. A trade is going to happen. Something new is going to happen. And that's what I like about it. Every single day, and sometimes 3 or 4 times during the day, news happens, and so there's a real adrenaline rush. A lot like athletics. There's a real adrenaline rush to get it done and beat the competition.
Now, can you really stick out a point in time in your sports life that was just like your favorite interview that you've ever done?
Favorite interview. There's been a couple of moments that stuck out. I had the chance to talk to Muhammad Ali, who was, he doesn't speak much anymore because he's got Parkinson's. But it was a real delicate moment because he was just basically whispering. But I grew up just, watching him. He was the biggest sports figure of our generation, and to have the honor of talking to him was fantastic. I've been really lucky to be around the guys that I've always idolized, guys like Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky in hockey, and Joe Montana and Roger Staubach and Tom Landry in football. And so, but Muhammad Ali, for some reason or another, just really stuck out as one of those legendary figures that you never thought you'd get a chance to talk to.
Now, when did you realize you wanted to be a sports director?
About the age that you are, really. About my sophomore, junior year of high school, I was into sports, and I had a counselor who was saying, you love sports so much, you know so much about sports, maybe you should see if there's a career. And I didn't know that you could really, go into a career in sports, like be a trainer or something like that. I also love to read and I love to write. So it didn't start with being a sportscaster on television. I just wanted to be a sports writer. So I got into my high school journalism class. I wrote articles for our school newspaper and magazine. And then I knew I wanted to do broadcasting, so I started looking. And back in those days, I'm so old, they didn't have TV classes in high school, okay, and barely had the programs going in college. So I picked a college where I knew they had that and pursued it.
Now, speaking of like high school TV broadcasting too, we have a broadcast team at our school. What would you give to the advice of the students there who want to pursue a career in that?
I would say do as much as you possibly can. Read as much, write as much, be on camera as much, be on radio as much, write sportscasts or newscasts, read them to yourself in your room if no one's looking, stand in front of the mirror, do it all the time. And I've been doing a daily sportscast of one way or another, either radio or television, since I was 18 years old. And when we get interns that come in that want jobs in TV, they're in their last year of college, some of them have no experience. They have their degree, they've gone to all the classes, but they have no experience. Some of them have been doing it every day at their college, and they're really strides ahead of the other kids. And you can tell who's going to get a job in the business. It's the kid, when you go to college, get an internship with a radio station. You got to work for free. A lot of times you got to just get your foot in the door and volunteer at radio stations, TV. Do anything. Tear wire copy, research things on the internet for somebody, but just be around it as much as you can, be around the people, and then you have a good chance of working your way into the business.
All right, now thank you. Now the NBA season's about to start. How do the Spurs look this year?
Great. Looked as good as they've been in the last 5 or 6 years. I think there's more excitement this year than in any year since Tim Duncan's rookie year. the trade for Richard Jefferson, the draft pick DeJuan Blair from Pittsburgh are two moves that are really going to help them. Manu Ginobili is expected to be 100%, which he hasn't been in 2 years. Tony Parker's now in his prime and getting better every year. And then Tim Duncan's Tim Duncan. So I think they've gotten rid of some of the older guys that were holding them back. They've gotten some new blood, some new athleticism. They can compete with the Lakers, Celtics, Cavaliers, and Magic, I think, is the top teams in the league.
Now, with all the new faces of the Spurs team, which one are you most excited about?
I changed on this. At the time, I thought it was Richard Jefferson because I think he still will help the team more than the rookie DeJuan Blair. But DeJuan Blair has been a huge surprise. He was undersized. He was only 6'7". He has no ACLs in either knees. They've both been taken out. But every time they get the kid in, he produces. The other night they were going to play all the starters, the regular minutes, and they said we're not going to play the rookies. So they went with Tim and all the regular guys until late in the third quarter. He got 15 minutes, late third, early fourth quarter, and he had 17 points and 10 rebounds in just 15 minutes of work. So every time he gets a chance, he really shines. I think he's going to be a real bright spot for the Spurs.
All right, now there's been a lot of offseason trades with a lot of teams. Which team, though, is going to be the Spurs' biggest competition?
The Lakers. And if the thing about the trades in the offseason, each of those trades could blow up that team. Mm-hmm. Ron Artest going to the Lakers, Ron Artest is nuts. And he could ruin their chemistry. Vince Carter going to the Magic. Vince Carter's very selfish. He could ruin their chemistry. Shaq going to the Cavaliers with LeBron. I love Shaq. I think he'll help them. But it's going to be interesting to see how much of it alpha male will be Shaq wanting to be his team. LeBron going to want it to be his team no matter what they say. So I think those teams help themselves talent-wise, but the chemistry may or may not work. And so that's why I like the Spurs mix the best, because when somebody like Richard Jefferson joins the Spurs, Pop does not allow you to ruin the chemistry. So the Lakers are still the best team. Pau Gasol, Kobe Bryant. They'll be hard to beat, but I think the Spurs have a chance.
All right. Now on to NFL football. Who do you like, Cowboys or Texans?
Cowboys. I named my son Landry after Tom Landry. It's not even close, man. I can name you every Cowboy who ever played for the Cowboys.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Harris.
Thanks, TC.
This has been TC Reyna through your KSAC.
And may I suggest, check out TC Reyna and the Lions. They're going to whip Hyde Park tonight, even though we're taping this early.
Yes, sir.
So next week, Giddings. Go watch TC.
All right, thank you.
We'll have our cameras there. Now you can close, TC. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
All right, this has been TC Reyna through your KSAC Sports Special Report.